Welcome to Etihad Focus, your number one spot for the latest match updates, transfer news, and inside training coverage. If you love football, you're in the right place. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any breaking updates. Let's get started. Transfer news: Liverpool Spurs swap, Man Utd get Mateta boost, Chelsea want Alvarez, all the latest January transfer window news, gossip and rumours. The focus shifts to Liverpool and the hunt for a new centre-back after Manchester City completed the signing of Crystal Palace defender and captain Marc Guehi for £20 million. Guehi had been garnering interest from other clubs such as the Reds, Arsenal and Bayern Munich, but Pep Guardiola's side have won the race for the centre-back by paying a fee in this window rather than waiting for his contract to expire in the summer. Arne Slot is now looking at alternatives to Guehi, with Spurs star Mickey van de Ven linked, while Inter Milan's Alessandro Bastoni and Borussia Dortmund's Nico Schlotterbeck have also been mentioned, while Chelsea have opened talks to sign star Rennes defender Jeremy Jacquet, and are also reportedly interested in Atletico Madrid striker Julian Alvarez. In a month that has already seen Ruben Amorim and Enzo Maresca lose their jobs, there could yet be more high-profile sackings on the horizon, with Thomas Frank's future at Tottenham under serious threat. Spurs fans turned on the Dane after suffering a dismal defeat to relegation contenders West Ham on the weekend, but may have got a reprieve after Tuesday's win over Borussia Dortmund. Manchester United are looking to strengthen before the January transfer window closes. In midfield, they have lined up Joao Gomez, Carlos Baleba, Marcos Llorente and Elliot Anderson as targets. Man City are also said to be interested in Anderson, while Nottingham Forest defender Murillo is being looked at to reinforce the defence. The club have also rejected several offers for defender Harry Maguire, whose contract is expiring. Pep Guardiola is running out of excuses after damning new Man City trend. So now Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola have something else in common. Managers with 5 Champions Leagues between them have each stumbled in the cold of the north of Norway. The heaviest and perhaps most ignominious defeat of Mourinho's career was the 6-1 battering his Roma side suffered against Bodo/Glimt in 2021. For Guardiola, a 3-1 loss was merely his joint biggest defeat of the week. It was, though, a dispiriting affair for a man accustomed to rather better. Perhaps Guardiola is not the only leader who would be best advised to stay out of the Arctic Circle. At the very least, it may give him another unique feat to add to a host of others. Has anyone else recorded back-to-back European results of beating Real Madrid in the Bernabeu and then losing to Bodo/Glimt? Certainly, the symbolic nature of such a defeat could suggest his powers are waning. City were humbled at Old Trafford by bitter rivals United and in Norway by Bodo/Glimt. But, unlike last season, Pep Guardiola's side are not aging, and new signings have arrived, leaving a painful reality. Manchester City keen on undeniable star who is also wanted by PSG. Manchester City are interested in signing Atletico Madrid midfielder Pablo Barrios. The 22-year-old climbed through the youth ranks at Atletico and has now established himself as one of the first names on Diego Simeone's team sheet. The Spain international is lauded for his intelligence and composure in midfield and is considered by many to be developing into one of the world's best midfielders. Spanish outlet Fichajes has reported that the now undeniable star Barrios has admirers from many parts of the globe, with City and PSG the two clubs leading the charge. City are known to be in the market for more midfield reinforcements despite the summer additions of Tijani Reinders and Ryan Cherki. Long-time anchor Bernardo Silva has announced he will depart the club when his contract expires at the end of the season, while the futures of Nico Gonzalez and Rodri continue to be in doubt. Pep Guardiola's men are believed to be in the market for a dynamic box-to-box midfielder who is capable of sustaining the high press. Barrios ticks those boxes and could be a target for the club. Atletico are reportedly reluctant to lose the player and have slapped a €100 million figure as a starting point to any negotiations. Fichajes adds that City may have to eclipse the record €120 million Atletico received for Antoine Griezmann from Barcelona in 2019. City have already competed 2 significant signings this month, having signed Antoine Semenyo and Marc Guehi from Bournemouth and Crystal Palace respectively. More investment hasn't been ruled out, as City look to keep pace with league leaders Arsenal. Pep Guardiola's side are winless in their last 4 Premier League matches and now sit 7 points behind Arsenal in the table. City also suffered a shock 3-1 defeat to Bodo/Glimt in their Champions League phase match on Tuesday night. Champions League defeat confirms 5 Manchester City starters for Wolves game. Manchester City were not good enough in their Champions League defeat on Tuesday, and Pep Guardiola says they will wait on players to come back. Pep Guardiola mentioned Manchester City's injury situation before and after their astonishing 3-1 defeat to Bodo/Glimt in the Champions League, and there is sympathy to be had. It does seem as though a swathe of injuries have suddenly swamped the team in the last 3 weeks, even if there will be lines drawn between some of the players that have fallen down and the amount of minutes they had played when they did. It is difficult to account for losing both of your first-choice central defenders within 30 minutes of each other, though, as City did against Chelsea, and the holding midfield position appears to be cursed with none of the 3 picks for the season able to stay fit. The problem for Guardiola, though, is that when he spoke on Tuesday night of City waiting on their absent players, they will be waiting for some time. Josko Gvardiol will do well to play again this season. Mateo Kovacic and Savinho remain sidelined for months. Ruben Dias is not expected back until February. Nobody appears to know when or if John Stones and Oscar Bobb will return. It will be interesting to see if Bobb's availability improves should Fulham seal a deal for him. And the status of Nico Gonzalez and Mateus Nunes for Saturday remains unclear. That doesn't leave many players to come in and immediately improve the situation for City, although there are some. Marc Guehi will surely come straight into the team to give poor Max Elneny a breather. Antoine Semenyo's stock has gone up by not playing in Bodo, and the same can be said for Bernardo Silva, however much the City captain divides opinion. Those 3 should give the Blues some qualities that they were missing on Tuesday night. But other than that, for the second successive game, there were only really 2 players who emerged from a sorry defeat without their reputations taking a hit. Gianluigi Donnarumma could not do much about the defending in front of him, and Abdulkadir Kusanov was the best of a bad bunch in that group. Other than that, everyone else who started in Norway has to be uncertain of their place. That includes Ballon d'Or winner Rodri, 2023/24 Player of the Year Phil Foden, and record-breaking striker Erling Haaland. At the same time, Guardiola does not have the players available to make wholesale changes from the Bodo/Glimt disaster, so some of those who played so poorly will have to go again and show that they can be part of changing a dynamic. Having reached a point last month where the team almost picked itself every game, there are suddenly lots of spots up for grabs. Oscar Bobb transfer latest as Man City given £30 million decision to make by Premier League rival Oscar Bobb is wanted by Fulham, with Manchester City open to selling the Norway international this month. Manchester City are in talks with Fulham over a proposed move for Oscar Bobb. The Cottagers are keen on the Norway international and have approached City over a January move for the winger. No deal has been agreed and a fee of around £30 million is being proposed. City have been willing to let Bobb leave this month, either on loan or for a permanent deal. And the signing of Antoine Semenyo provides further competition for him to make it at the Etihad. Pep Guardiola gave an abrupt response to questions about Bobb at his press conference on Monday evening as City came to Norway without him. The 22-year-old has not featured for the Blues since coming off inside 20 minutes in the League Cup win over Brentford in December. Guardiola has suggested since that the player's injury was not helped by him not being ready to play, and was in even less of a mood to discuss the winger as City arrived in the country.